I'm not going to be selling this straight away. We get it in the end for €40. It's only small, and it's a very cheap piece. But
Drew Pritchard's name has become synonymous with the hit show Salvage Hunters, where he has been the face of antique trading for years. His expertise and reputation have earned him the trust of many scrapyard owners and collectors alike. From humble beginnings with big dreams, Drew's success in the antique world is undeniable. However, it raises an important question: is true success measured by wealth alone, or is it defined by personal values and standards? Despite his financial achievements, Drew's journey has not been without challenges and heartbreaks. His legacy may be built on monetary success, but it is also shaped by the personal losses and setbacks he has endured. In recent news, Drew announced a significant change in his business. "We've sold our yard," he revealed, explaining that someone made him an offer he couldn't refuse. With over 90% of his business now conducted online, Drew is excited about the future and the new direction his career is taking. Born Andrew Thomas Pritchard in 1970 in Conwy, Wales, Drew's fascination with antiques began at a young age. His childhood may not have been particularly remarkable, but his deep and unwavering interest in antiques certainly set him apart from others. In an interview with Homes and Antiques magazine, Drew admitted he couldn't remember a time when he wasn't captivated by antiques. This passion was largely inherited from his father, who collected antique instruments, motorbikes, and various other curiosities. While most children his age were enthralled by pristine museums and finely crafted art, Drew found excitement in accompanying his father to scrapyards and exploring local beaches with friends. He would collect broken and discarded items, later selling them to buy sweets and magazines. This entrepreneurial mindset emerged at a young age, as Drew quickly learned the value of turning discarded objects into profit. As he grew older, Drew's ambition to become an antiques dealer solidified. However, he soon realized that the only way to become a successful dealer was to first master the art of restoration. Driven by determination, he began his career in earnest as a young adult, dedicating himself to learning the craft and building his expertise in the world of antiques. Drew Pritchard's journey into the world of antiques began humbly when he enrolled in an apprenticeship working for a glass restorer. Never particularly gifted in academics, Drew left high school with few qualifications to his name. However, as he would later prove, success doesn't always follow a conventional path. Fueled by sheer determination and passion, he poured his heart into learning the craft. Eventually, he managed to set up his own operation, albeit from his father's garage, where he also dealt in stained glass windows. It wasn't until the late 1980s that Drew officially launched his career as an antique dealer, armed with nothing but £200 in his pocket and a beat-up VW Beetle. For someone whose life had never been a smooth ride, it seemed almost karmic that his early career would be a struggle. Drew entered a world that he described as shrouded in secrecy. During those days, antique dealers were notoriously guarded about their trade secrets, and he had to learn everything on his own. In the beginning, Drew was spending more than he was making. Even advertising his services in the local newspaper cost him £15 a month, an amount that felt significant at the time. Nevertheless, through grit and perseverance, he gradually built his business, refining his model to specialize in sourcing rare pieces, restoring them, and selling them at a significant profit. His success story eventually inspired him to write a book titled How Not to Be an Antiques Dealer: Everything I've Learned That Nobody Told Me, offering insights into his hard-earned wisdom. Drew's big break came in 2011 when he landed his own television show, Salvage Hunters. The series follows him as he scours the country for hidden treasures, restoring them to their former glory before selling them at substantial profits. The show became a massive success, spawning over 17 seasons and various spin-offs like Salvage Hunters, Classic Cars, and Salvage Hunters, The Restorers. His reputation grew, and so did his impressive list of clients. According to North Wales Live, Drew is in consistent contact with notable figures such as American fashion designer Ralph Lauren and esteemed chef Marco Pierre White. However, success is rarely a straight line. Despite his professional achievements, Drew has not been immune to personal setbacks and controversies. In 2017, his private life became the subject of public scrutiny when The Sun reported that he had been accused of having an affair with a businessman's wife. This alleged infidelity reportedly led to a pub altercation, an incident Drew would undoubtedly have preferred to keep out of the public eye. While Drew's expertise and business acumen have earned him wealth and recognition, the question remains, is that all there is to his legacy? His story is one of resilience, ambition, and a keen ability to find value where others see none. Yet, like anyone else, he faces personal challenges and criticisms that continue to shape his life and career. The scandal surrounding Drew Pritchard took a dramatic turn when businessman Janus Ben Thomas, a former family friend, claimed he saw red when Drew allegedly smirked at him across the Liverpool Arms pub in Conwy. According to Janus, his anger was fueled by the belief that Drew had an affair with his wife, Amanda, approximately 2 years prior. At the time, Drew Pritchard was still married to his wife, Rebecca, and the revelations of his infidelity were not limited to Amanda alone. Reports suggested that Drew had been involved with multiple women, many of whom began sending threatening messages to Amanda when their respective affairs with Drew ended. They blamed her for the downfall of their relationships with him. Drew and Rebecca's marriage began in 1998, but their love story dated back to well before that. The two met within the antique trade industry, bonded by their shared passion for history and restoration. They were not only partners in life but also in business, presenting a united front to the public. When Salvage Hunters launched in 2011, their combined efforts played a significant role in the show's success. However, Drew's affair with Amanda set off a chain of events that began to unravel various aspects of his personal and professional life. The fact that Drew and Janus were friends long before the affair only made matters worse. As rumors began to circulate, Drew urged Amanda to tell Janus about the affair herself, or he would do it for her. He believed it was only a matter of time before Janus found out from the media, and confronting him directly seemed like the lesser of two evils. Despite the betrayal, Amanda and Janus reportedly worked through their marital issues, focusing on rebuilding their relationship and protecting their children from the fallout. The confrontation at the Liverpool Arms pub was not an isolated incident. According to reports, Drew further antagonized Janus by calling him a coward for not confronting him earlier about the affair. His alleged smirk was interpreted by Janus as condescending, a twisted signal of victory over him. This provocation ultimately led to Janus punching Drew in the face outside the pub. The legal consequences were relatively mild for Janus and Amanda. Although they admitted guilt, the judge decided that a restraining order against Drew was unnecessary. However, they were fined a total of £1,440 and ordered to pay £181 in costs. While the legal repercussions were minor, the social fallout for Drew was far more severe. His reputation, carefully built over years of hard work and success, was now tainted by scandal. Despite his professional achievements, Drew Pritchard found himself facing an onslaught of online criticism, with his public image suffering immensely. This incident marked the beginning of a significant downturn in Drew Pritchard's life and career. The success he had worked so hard to achieve was no longer a shield against the personal turmoil and public judgment he now faced. It turns out the world doesn't take kindly to a celebrity star cheating on his equally well-liked celebrity wife. The dominoes of Drew Pritchard's misfortune began to fall gradually. In 2018, reports surfaced that he had been banned from entering every pub in his North Wales hometown following an alleged assault. Under a scheme known locally in Conwy as Pubwatch, Drew was effectively blacklisted from every bar in the town. While the exact details of the altercation remain unclear, confirmation from a landlord involved in the Pubwatch scheme only added fuel to the fire, further tarnishing Drew's reputation. Beyond his turbulent personal life, Drew had also garnered a fair share of criticism over the years for what some perceived as his elitist attitude. His blatant disregard for anything lacking monetary value often rubbed people the wrong way, especially when he openly criticized the tastes and practices of others within the antiques community. It seemed inevitable that after being dragged through the mud by both the media and, quite literally, by Janus Thomas, Drew's marriage to Rebecca would eventually fall apart. Their separation was especially challenging due to how deeply their personal and professional lives were intertwined. Married for around 19 years by the time of their divorce, Drew and Rebecca had built a life and a business empire together. Remarkably, Rebecca handled the scandal and subsequent divorce with grace, choosing to maintain a professional relationship with Drew even after their marriage ended. Their collaboration continued for several more seasons of Salvage Hunters, proving that their business partnership could survive even the harshest of personal betrayals. During their marriage, Drew lived with Rebecca in a former Methodist chapel near Egelwiesbach in the Conwy Valley, a property he had personally renovated. The house served as the perfect family home, and Drew often reflected fondly on the good times they shared there. However, after the divorce, Drew relocated with his son to a smaller 1820s townhouse just outside the walls of Conwy. Alongside this move, he also made the difficult decision to close his shop in Conwy, a choice that was not made lightly. The storefront has since been converted into a bakery and general store, symbolizing a complete break from his former life. The massive changes in his personal life prompted Drew to embark on a period of deep reflection. By 2023, he admitted that he had discarded his old life, overwhelmed by the cumulative strain of his past mistakes and controversies. Seeking a fresh start, he moved to the West Country and devoted himself to restoring a 1790s property, transforming 5 flats back into a single townhouse. Drew acknowledged that somewhere in the middle of his new life's journey, he experienced a moment of clarity, a blip, as he called it, where he realized the necessity of starting over. Though his new passion for restoring houses isn't much different from his previous work, it has provided him with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Additionally, Drew has been more open about his struggles, including his decision to stop drinking to improve the quality of his life. Whether these efforts will be enough to rebuild his tarnished reputation remains to be seen. But for his sake, and for the sake of Salvage Hunters, many wish him the best in his quest for redemption and renewal.